Many of us take our lives for granted. We're usually not thinking about the fact that life is a blessing. It could end at any moment, yet we are worried about trivial things like that stupid fight you had with your mom, or what your ex said to you a year ago, or what your coworkers are saying behind your back. But we would be truly tested if our life was about to end and there was nothing we could do about it. Today, Life's Biggest Questions asks, what if you only had 1 hour to live? Welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions, the channel that asks the fundamental questions of life. On this channel, we post a variety of topics, from science to history to your favorite movie monsters and hypothetical scenarios. If that sounds like something you're down for, smash the subscribe and notification bell. By the way, I'm Charlotte Dobre and I host this channel, as well as our sister channel, Inform Overload. If you need a place to get regular news updates that are actually relevant to you, come check out IO. Alright, enough shameless self-promotion, let's get into this video. What if you only had 1 hour to live? Just asking that question gives me anxiety. You might think that there would be very few real-life scenarios where you would be warned that you only had 1 hour to live, but that's actually not true. There's plenty of instances where this question is a real painstaking reality. People who experience this are, for example, inmates on death row. They know the precise time of when they will be executed. They are given one last meal of their choice before they leave this earth for good. Another example is people who are in the hospital that are told by their doctors that they have very little time left before they could be put under for a dangerous surgery, where the chances of surviving are slim to none. In this example, patients have to treat the last hour before their surgeries as their last hour on earth, because there's a really good chance that it might be. Being told that you have 1 hour left to live is a daunting reality for many people, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a bad experience. So, 1 hour left to live. I would imagine the first thing most people would do if they found out they only had 1 hour to live is to talk to their families, partners, best friends, the people closest to them. They would want their last hour on earth to be spent with the people that meant most to them. Sometimes you get to be around your loved ones when you're dying, but oftentimes you can't be with everyone who's ever meant something to you. So you would probably spend some of the hours calling the people that meant something to you, so you could finally tell them everything that you felt you needed to tell them. At the same time, if you knew you were about to die, maybe you would take the opportunity to say everything that was left unsaid. I mean, what do you really have to lose? Maybe you would finally tell that special person that you were in love with them. I mean, if they reject you, it's not like you'll be around to feel that rejection for very long. The problem would be is if that special someone loved you back, and now you don't get to be together because you only have 1 hour left to live. On the flip side, maybe you would finally tell someone just how much they hurt you, a sort of 13 reasons why scenario. But undoubtedly, most people would try to spend their last hour alive trying to be as happy and grateful as possible. Having 1 hour left to live may seem like a lot to bear, but many people don't get to find out how much time they have left. In many situations, when someone dies, so much is left unsaid. Goodbyes are even more important for the people you're leaving behind. Imagine your last words to a loved one before they died being something awful, like maybe you had a fight and your last words to them were, "I hate you." It would be awful to leave your relationship in such a horrible state because once you're gone, that person has to live with it. So now that you've called pretty much everyone you care about to tell them how much they meant to you or how much you hate them, you've got about 30 minutes left. What do you do with those last 30 minutes? Some people would spend them being grateful, thinking about life and all the good parts about it. But maybe you would spend it thinking about how much you missed out on, how much you wish you could have accomplished but now you can't. You could spend your final 30 minutes enjoying your favorite meal. I would probably order chicken and waffles. Maybe you would spend your last few minutes out in nature with nothing but the birds to keep you company. Or maybe you would want to spend your last hours celebrating, dancing, and enjoying it with all the people closest to you. In conclusion, life on earth is precious. You should live every moment like it's your last. You should always tell your loved ones how much they mean to you. You should never live your life in regret. Because maybe one day, you might be told you only have 1 hour left to live. What would you do if you only had 1 hour to live? Who would you see? What would you eat? Let me know in those comments. For now, I'm Charlotte Dobre and you've been watching Life's Biggest Questions. If you like this video, you'll love the playlist that's clickable on your screen right now. And make sure notifications are turned on by clicking the bell so I can see you in a future episode of Life's Biggest Questions.